Yo, what up? Welcome to my channel, the Urban Alchemistic Bruja channel. And I'm just coming back. I know it's a little dark. I'm outside. I'm driving. I'm drinking my green tea latte. So I'm sitting back here chilling, doing me or whatnot. So I decided to come on here because I want to discuss something about getting caught up in karmic situations. That sometimes you can get caught up in shit. You can get caught up in other people's karma, basically, right? Getting caught up in other people's karma. These people are also karmics themselves, okay? These are people that refuse to change, refuse to take accountability for their actions, you know. And sometimes as a empath, as a spiritual warrior, spiritual gangster, all that, sometimes when you catch yourself trying to be a healer, trying to help people, and in the midst of you trying to help people, like when you try to help a fucking karmic, when you try to help they stupid asses, they'll turn around and fucking blame you for some shit that they refuse to fucking take accountability for. You understand what I'm saying? I got caught up in a situation because of the people that I was with. Because when I go out, I drink, but I don't drink myself into a stupor. I don't let myself get too nice. If I get nice to the point where I'm cool, but I still have my wits about me, I'm still looking at exits. I'm still, when I go to a club or any type of event, I always look to see what the nearest exits are. I'm looking around, I'm people watching. You guys already know, I say it on my channel all the time, that I always people watch all the time. I people watch, so I always look to make sure that people aren't having any gestures, that they have a weapon, or anybody that looks like they could be trouble. And as soon as I notice that there's trouble, then I'll probably nudge whoever that I'm with and be like, yo, we probably should leave, blah blah blah, this person right here look like they want something. Now, I don't like hanging out with motherfuckers that don't know what type of shit that they be on when they drink. They won't even admit that they're drunk. They just like kind of like wash their hands of everything, right? Or I don't like people that don't know how to control their fucking liquor. They get themselves all fucked up and shit like that, and then when you talk to them when they sober and you be like, yeah, blah 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 happened last night, they be like, huh, it did? Huh? What? It did? Huh? Yeah, it did. I've never gotten, whether I'm drinking or not, I remember everything I say, everything I do, because I make sure I'm not that fucked up to begin with. Now, I do understand that some people that probably slip up and they actually have a little bit too much to drink. I was like that in my 20s. I may have slipped up a few nights, but, learning my limit. But then after that, I said, okay, I'm going to hit my little limit. If I go out to a club, my drink of choice would be Hennessy and Red Bull, because the Red Bull keeps your energy up. So I have Hennessy, Red Bull. I'll probably have 2 cups of that, maybe even 3 if I'm feeling jazzy. And then after that, I'll stick with my beer or whatever. And I'm a person that eats once a day, believe it or not. Okay, I've been losing weight. Okay, but I only eat once a day. So sometimes when I drink, most of the time I don't even have nothing in my stomach. So I'm already used to it. So anyway, I'm going to give y'all a little story time. I'm going to give y'all a story time about something that happened to me recently, a couple of days. I got caught up in some karmic bullshit. And now I got these group of karmic people kind of pretty much trying to like blame shift because they don't want to take accountability. One thing you gotta fucking know about narcissists and sociopaths and karmics and all these motherfuckers, that they like to tell Lifetime movie network fucking versions of what happened. This is a person that had a history of always when they tell a story about them having a problem with somebody, they don't even tell the whole story. They only say what the other person did. Oh, just like what they did to me. Oh, she just went off on me for no reason. That's what people always try to get with me, right? Oh, she went off on me for no reason. How? Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a polite person. I'm cordial. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. Just be respectful to me, and you'll never hear a word out of me. You'll never have to worry about me being disrespectful to you, because I know how to talk to people. I know how to take accountability. I've actually, unlike them motherfuckers over there, I actually worked on myself and still working on myself. Okay? I'm actually doing the motherfucking work. I'm not cutting corners and not taking accountability for this and that and the third and acting like, oh, I'm changing. I'm trying to change. Narcissists don't fucking change. They just realize that the way they've been moving and the way they've been fucking talking to people and shit like that, that it's not fucking getting them nowhere. They done burned every fucking bridge that people built for them. They done burned every fucking bridge. And now they ain't gonna have nobody. They're not gonna have nobody no more. So they say, oh, well, I better modify. I better start acting like I changed. I better start being fake positive. I better, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of dealing with that. I'm tired of dealing with you know, even though I am a spiritual healer, there are just some people you just can't fuck with. And I'm just telling y'all, there are just some people you just can't, you just can't help. Just they love where the fuck they at, mentally, physically, spiritually. I be trying to throw little gems here and there and shit like that. Cause like I said, I've been working on myself. I'm a spiritual person and blah, blah, blah. I be trying to help motherfuckers. But I feel like they resent me, you know? So what ended up happening, a few nights ago is I got caught up in a situation with a Karmic where, basically like I went out with two of my cousins. Okay. And I don't know what I'm gonna title this. You know, blame the dark skinned bitch, blame the nearest darky. I don't know. I might just call it that, because it seems like I'm turning into the villain. How does the peacemaker turn into the villain? I'm trying to figure it out. But because motherfuckers don't want to take accountability for how they act when they're drinking and all that shit, I'm the one that saved their motherfucking life. Bitch, I'm a walking good luck charm because I walk with my protections and shit. Y'all motherfuckers don't. Y'all don't walk with y'all protections. Y'all not on this shit. The fact that I was even there is the reason why one cousin didn't get killed and one cousin didn't get jumped and beat the fuck down. And this is the things that I get. So what I ended up doing, right, is I ended up jumping in for my cousin, who I felt was about to get packed out by a bunch of people because they wouldn't let her hit another girl back, a girl that had hit her. Okay. So when I saw them doing unsavory things, I jumped in. Now I was going to let that fight rock because that's their fight. When I told my relative that I just left now, when I said it wasn't my fight, I'm saying it wasn't my fight in a way that, not saying, oh, they ain't got nothing to do with me, but in a way, yeah, but I wasn't saying it like that. What I was saying it in a way that I didn't have a problem. I didn't walk up to the chick that she fought with. I didn't have words with the chick that she fought with. You understand? I didn't have words with the chick that she fought with. They got in each other's face and they started popping. So guess what that's called? Your fucking fight. Not my fucking fight. Your fight. You got up in Shorty face. Shorty got in your face. Y'all start and then she punched you. And then y'all started fighting. So that's what I meant when I said, you know, it wasn't my fight. Because it wasn't. So the thing is, when certain people drink, they're not aware of how they act. They're not even aware of what they say. And if they get into a situation where it's like a fucking ego Olympics pissing fucking contest, you can't calm them down. You can't get them to listen. They're operating off of ego because that's how low they fucking vibrate. Let's keep it real. That's how low they vibrate. They're trauma mongering as fuck. That's what they do, right? You try to help a person because you see the bigger fucking picture. I tried to help this young lady and this young man because I saw the bigger fucking picture. Guys, we were outnumbered. I felt like I was on The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was on The Walking fucking Dead. That's how bad it was. A mob of people. How the hell are you gonna talk shit to a mob of people? Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get to the story, right? So yeah, so I basically got caught up in a karmic situation. I had jumped up to hit a girl 2 times, and I ended up getting snuck. Okay. Let me see. Hold on, let me park right here. I'm gonna park in front of Rite. I'm about to walk into Rite Aid, give me a little something. But anyways, okay. So from the top, I ended up going to a day party. Okay. I told my cousin, I already paid for my ticket. I wanted to go. Now, it was the last hour of this day party. So I decided, I was like, okay, I said, it's whatever. I was already dressed or whatever. The person was like, my cousin was like, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to go or not. I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever, whether she wanted to go or not, I would have went. Because I went by myself. I've been rolling by myself. I don't care. I've been going out by myself. I went to San Diego by myself because she couldn't go. And I went out there by myself and I was cool, right? So it wasn't like I was holding a fucking gun to her head, like, bitch, you're going out with me and we're going to go here, we're going to go there. This is how I know motherfuckers is crazy. Listen to this. Catch this tea. This is how I know motherfuckers is cool, right? Because I'm not the only cool bitch. But listen. So anyway, I told her in a text message, it's whatever you want to do, it's whatever. But I said, we can pull up to the day party or whatever. It's barely the last hour, because they said it was going to end at 8. We pulled up at 7:30, so we pulled up just when it was ending. But of course, they stretched it out a little bit longer to maybe about 9ish or something like that. So we were there for maybe about an hour, like the last hour and a half of it. So I said we could just park right here. We could park in La Pimp. It's whatever. Because I understood she didn't get her tickets, so she didn't really, wasn't too set on going or whatever like that. So I told her, I was like, yeah, it's whatever. We could park a lot of Pimp in front of there, because that's pretty much what we do anyways, parking lot Pimp. So we park a lot of Pimp or whatever, and we can just do that, and then we figure out where else we're gonna go, right? So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up going there. Now, when I went there, I had no idea that my other cousin was gonna be there, my male cousin. I didn't know he was gonna be there. This young man, he got a little bit of a drinking issue. He went through a lot of things. He in bereavement, dealing with a lot of different issues and stuff like that. And, he have a lot of toxic friends around him. That like to, they know that in a way he's like a liability, and he's, you know what I'm saying? And that sometimes they like to purposely put him in situations where they can just wind him up like a wind-up doll and just watch him go. All right. So when I saw the young man, I saw my cousin there, the young man, when I saw him there, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. So that party is over. The toxic friends or whatever that bring my male cousin to this party, they left him. For whatever reason, they left him, which they shouldn't have brought him to the fucking party in the first place, because none of this wouldn't happen and I wouldn't be in front of this camera now. They brought him over there, got him all liquored up, and then left him there. Okay? They left him at the day party. So my cousin walked around talking to whoever. So I made a thing to text his mother, who was my aunt, just to let her know the whereabouts of her son. So that can't nobody blame me, because obviously when shit goes down, people will find a way to blame you instead of holding their fucking kids accountable. But anyways, child, moving on. So I text the mother. I said, so-and-so is with, so-and-so is with so-and-so. And I don't know, I guess he's trying to go somewhere else. His friends have left him, or whatever. Me and the other cousin, your other daughter, we about to go somewhere else. We not sure what we gonna do, but we about to fit to go somewhere. Okay. Now, mind you, I didn't get a chance to really... Okay, so I drank. I had 1 cup of whatever she had in her car. So I didn't drink yet. Everybody else was already drinking, right? So I had I had whatever my cousin had in her car, some little red drink. So I had 1 cup, and I barely finished it before I even walked in the club. She got me 2 drinks, 2 Hennessy on Red Bull. I drank those, but still wasn't quite feeling the drink yet, whatever. I don't know if it was water or what. Still wasn't feeling the drink, but nonetheless, I was still enjoying myself, and it was a nice event. Shout out to Kenny Lightfoot. That shit was immaculate. It was good. It was a nice fucking event. All right, congratulations. It was great. So I don't have no problem with that part. Nothing happened there. All right. So anyway, so mind you, I'm just letting you know that there's other people, drinking. So that was the drinks I had. So going off to the next place, we're trying to figure out. I text his mother and I let him know, he rode with your friend, one of your older male friends, and I guess they must be going to either two spots, either 48th in Hoover or 52nd in Vermont. Those are the two little after hour spots. Every time they have like an event, like a little Caribbean event or whatever, usually they always pitch, okay, go to the after hour spot, all roads go here, everybody go here after the event. All right, so he has two options, 52nd, 48. So we didn't know which one he made it as, right? So I just told her, I was like, I guess we're going to I ended up finding out that they're going to 48th. So 48th and Hoover, I never had an issue with 48th and Hoover. I barely even go over there. To my understanding, 48th and Hoover is just where it's a whole bunch of old people, old Garifuna people, old Belizean people. You know what I'm saying? Just like older people. You never really expect any drama like it would be in other spots. It was just all old people just drinking, playing games, playing bingo. And then they have like the Garifuna drummers and people are dancing. So, when you go there, it's just kind of like a lot of that going on. And it's always older people. So I never really tripped off of 48. So I didn't think all this shit was going to happen. So anyways, I end up going. Okay, so my female cousin, she calls me on the phone, and remember this fucking part, please. She calls me and I'm going to 7-Eleven because I got a little lost. I took a detour for some fucking reason. I took a detour and I was trying to go to 52nd in Vermont, I think, because I think that's where I thought that my auntie's son would be at, because she was like, can you please make sure that he get home, right? So I was like, okay, cool, I'll be there to whatever, fine, because his sister didn't seem as worried about it. I was like, shouldn't we wait to see if he got a ride or whatever? She didn't stress it. I was just like, okay, whatever, right? So I pull up. I'm on 54th in Vermont. I pull up at 7-Eleven. All right. I pull up at 7-Eleven. My female cousin, she calls me. So she called me. I'm like, what's up? Whatever. She's like, yeah, it looks like he at 48th or whatever. So what's up, girl? You want to go to 48th? I'm like, yes, cool, it's whatever. It's old folks. I said, I don't want to walk in there. I said, I could park a lot, pimp. But, your mom said she wanted me to take, so-and-so, I don't want to say his name, so-and-so home. So, I guess we're going to have to pull up at 48th, but I'm not trying to walk in because I didn't have my money, okay? She was spotting me, which I paid her for too. She spotted me, right? So she was the one I was looking out, buying drinks, because I had misplaced my card. And I thought that I had misplaced it outside, so I hurry up and I cancel it. But when I was cleaning out my car, from the side of my seat, I see the card right there, but it was too late because I already canceled it. And then I tried to transfer my money from one card company to the Chime. Obviously, that took, a day and a half for it to come, So I told her I didn't have much money. So I said, I'm not trying to walk into 48 because, you already spent enough money or whatever on the drinks. I said, I just want to see, I know that he's here. If we could just park in the front or double park or something and wait for the dude to come out. Wait for my cousin to come out, and then we take him home, and bada bing, bada boom. Because 48th and Hoover, like I said, it's old people there. I didn't know that all of these young, strapped, ignorant ass, second, first generation American kids who come from, Belizean, whatever, Belizean community. But, like my generation below, I didn't know it was, well, they're not even fucking my generation. But like I said, I didn't know it was going to be a lot of young people, like a lot of young second generation type of people over there. I didn't know it was going to be that much, that type of crowd. It's always been a place for older people. So again, I was not expecting any of this. We pull up in the front. Her dude, my cousin's boyfriend, is in the car. We're both double parked with our hazards in front of the 48th and Hoover place. So we go in, and we're not even in there that long. We go in. I get a Hennessy and Red Bull, and then I end up getting a beer. there. The beer was the last thing I drank. It was a little crowded, but not too bad. And I saw my cousin. Okay, so what had happened was the 40th and Hoover looked like it ended or something like that. Like it started to slow down, like it ended. So I start to see people kind of slowly coming out and slowly getting empty. I'm standing next to my cousin. We both drinking our beer. I'm standing by the exit/entrance of the place because it's the same. She walks out first because to go check on her car and get in her car, or check on her boyfriend in the car or whatever. I decide to stay inside. And just look for my male cousin, which I seen him to my right. He was talking to a group of girls. So I was like, okay, I'll let him finish talk to the shorties, whatever. And then once he come to the door, come on, man, let's go. But just when that was happening, there was a commotion between some girls. They were getting into it, and they start to motion out the door. So they walk out, and they start walking out arguing. So it looked like two girls about to fight. Then I see a commotion of some men talking. But my cousin goes up on the little stage to go talk to somebody. Child, I don't know who it was. But then below him on the stage, there's like a group of guys getting into it. And somehow my cousin said something, or he's in the mix. And then I hear a bunch of guys say, well, let's take it outside. Let's go outside then. And I see this guy, I'm going to just call him MD. I see this guy, MD. I see him walking. He's the first person to walk outside. Let's take it outside. And so everybody walked outside. So I said, oh, shit, I better walk outside, too, because this don't look good or whatever, right? I walk outside. I have my beer in my hand. At this point, I'm thinking that my female cousin just went in her car right quick and might have left or whatever. And so I said, okay, well, I already told my auntie I was supposed to take him home. So let me just go see what's going on. So when I get out the building, I see like a group of mob of people in front of my cousin. There's one girl directly in the front and a bunch of guys behind her, and she talking shit like she's like in his face. My cousin is very, very drunk, belligerent, whatever. And she was saying some stuff like yelling like, get the fuck out of here, D, get the fuck out of here, D, and blah, blah, blah. So when I saw how she was getting in his face and there were guys behind her, I was like, this is not good. So I went to go call my female cousin because I'm going to think that she left already. So when I was looking at my phone, because my phone was locked. So I looked at my phone and I was like, let me hurry up and call this bitch. Like, oh my God. She already had came. So she must have heard the girl say his name, her brother's name, and she came out. All right. So when she came out, she was trying to get her brother out, which is my cousin. Obviously, he wasn't listening. He continued to argue with a group of people that wanted to kick his ass. And so I was standing right there. So I'm having my hands up, and we're just telling everybody to back up while my cousin tries to get her brother out of the mix. But the brother ain't listening to her. Okay? The brother's not listening to her. She's trying to pull him. She's trying to get him out of the way. He's still talking. They still wow, bah, 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 bah. This is the type of shit that I don't like. Okay? We outnumber like a motherfucker. There was a whole mob of people just walking towards us like they was marching, like they was about to overcome. Like they was walking on to us like it was the fucking Walking Dead. And we backing up with our arms up like this, trying to block or whatever, like just chill, woo, woo, woo. I'm not being aggressive with anyone, right? Because I understand that when people are drinking, they feeling themselves, they get defensive, things get lost in translation, that shit happens. So I said, let me just try to use gestures that are non-threatening, and if anybody gets threatening with me, then I have to match it up. It is what it is, right? So I said, I took off my auntie's jacket. I borrowed her jacket. I took off her jacket. I had my cell phone. I put everything down. I said, oh no, it's about to be on now. So I hurried up and I just like kind of just was trying to block and shield. So anyway, I didn't see my cousin after that. Somehow maybe my cousin had some other friends, I'm talking about my male cousin. He probably had some other friends that whisked him away. So it looked like they whisked him away to safety, like Barack Obama. I didn't see him after that, so I can't attest to anything after that. And so just when that happens, okay, so the girl, I'm gonna call her Meatball because she's a fucking meatball. The meatball that was arguing with my male cousin, ends up fighting my female cousin. All right. I'm going to call her T. She ends up fighting T. All right. And what happened with that was because the girl was in Dylan's face. Oh, I didn't mean to say the fucking name. Fuck. Whatever. I already said it. Because the girl was in his face. All right. The girl was in his face. I already knew that as soon as Tiffany. Oh, I already said her name too. They must be talking about me. So as soon as my cousin started going up to the girl, I kind of already figured they was gonna fight because the girl was in my male cousin's face, and then a woman comes to take over the situation. Of course, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's automatic, like ego versus ego. You know what you want to do type shit, right? Automatically. So anyway, they end up having words. They in each other's face because I don't know. Both of them trying to figure out what's going on, but both of them are mad. Both of them are drunk. Both of them are irritated. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, the girl hauls off and punches her. Okay, because they get in each other's face, and they're both being aggressive, both yelling at each other. So it was only once I saw that, I already knew a fight was about to break out. I already knew. Okay. So Meatball hauls off and punches my cousin probably like twice, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like a group of people, Meatball's people, they kind of crowd around my cousin, and they look like they about to jump her, like they about to really pack this girl out. Okay. Like they look like they wasn't trying to stop the fight or diffuse the situation in any manner. They wanted to be messy to make sure that Meatball had the upper hand against my female cousin. They wanted to make sure Meatball was good. Okay. So the bitch was doing unsavory things. I see my cousin, she had her head down and like kind of like windmilling or whatever, swinging, mid-wheeling, and like all wild or whatever. But then the guys or whatever, they're in front of her, but they're also being aggressive. They're also pushing her. They're also doing this. They're also doing that. So when I saw that, I said, they about to jump this girl. So that's when my silly healer, spiritual gangsta ass jumped into the karmic situation. I jumped into a karmic situation. Now I did this because I felt like if I didn't do it, that those groups of young boys that was protecting Meatball, I think that was Meatball's family members, like maybe brothers, male cousins. These are some young little motherfuckers. I didn't expect all these young people to be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even expect all them to be there. So, anyways, well, they was doing some very unsavory shit. I'ma just put it like that. You look like you was struggling, sis. That's why I jumped in to help you. So what I did was, when I saw the situation getting worse, cause I said, these people ain't trying to break up shit. These boys wouldn't even let Meatball fight my cousin one-on-one fair. That was the first thing. They wasn't trying to let her fight. The girl hauled off and punched my cousin, I think probably like twice or something. Pop, pop, like a two-piece. Poop, poop, like that. And then they start to get to fighting and whatever, right? But when I seen how these group of people crowded around her like a swarm of bees, but the other girl is kind of free though, and I didn't like that. So I ran up, and I punched the girl 2 times. Meatball. I punched Meatball 2 times. By the time I punched this bitch 2 times, my cousin is still having her head down, swinging or whatever she was doing, and people were holding her and blocking her. So I didn't have time to look at her. I just went and I hit the girl 2 times. Cause I'm like, bitch, you done 2-piece my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And then you got niggas covering you like you the fucking Pope or something, right? So I came in and I popped the bitch 2 times. Pop, pop. As soon as I hit the bitch, somebody must have followed me, right? Somebody must have followed me because somebody has snuck me from the side, okay? And I think it was one of the boys, I guess, right? Now, mind you, the punch didn't hurt. I ate that shit. It was nothing but lunch meat. Fucking baloney to me. I don't even understand why I have this little darkness under my eye, but my eye is pretty fine. It's cool. But they kind of got me on the, like, you know that area, like, It's like the top part of your cheekbone, but not your cheekbone. It's like above the cheekbone, a little past the eye, but almost to the temple, kind of like that area. Okay, I got clipped. Okay, so as soon as I hit meatball, pop, pop, I got clipped on the side. So I had heels on. So because I got clipped on the side, whether it was a hard hit or not, I stumbled, obviously, right? So when that person, as soon as I punched the girl, pop, pop, then somebody come from the sidelines that follow me. I think it was a guy, a skinny young boy, come and hit me. All right. So then I had some boots on that got them heels on it. And so I fell. I hurry up and I get up so fast, and I'm a big bitch, y'all. I'm a big bitch. You ain't never seen a big bitch get up so fast in your life. I got up so fucking fast. You know why? Because I didn't want them to try to pack me out or try to stop me, because I thought that's what they was going to do. Okay, so I got up so motherfucking quick, like a goddamn Power Ranger. You wouldn't even fucking believe a big person like me, and I'm not even that big, but like a big person like me to get up so bloody fast. Oh, I got up fast because I was like, they about to stomp on us. I'm thinking they about to jump us now. Because I couldn't even see my cousin. I said, they about to fucking have us in a circle and just jump on us now. So I had to hurry up and get up before somebody stomped on me. Luckily, when I got up to see who hit me, obviously they were gone, or they just decided to be a part of the crowd that's fake breaking up the fight. So I didn't get to see who motherfucker hit me. I didn't even get to fucking see that shit. All right. So it was a bunch of a tug of war. When I got up, it was still of like a tug of war or whatever. And then they finally had separated the girls, right? Okay. So that's the first fight. They finally separated the girls. So that's the first fight. So after the first fight, somebody comes and shoots a gun in the air. This could have been our bloody bodies laying in the street. If that was their crew and they wanted to just shoot into a crowd of people, because that stuff does happen. They shoot into a crowd of people. That stuff happens. So somebody came and they decided to shoot. They shot in the air. Pop, 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 pop. Probably they busted like 8 slugs in the air. Pop, 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 pop. And everybody ran. That's what really broke up the fight. It was still like a struggle. Had the person not shoot, you know what I'm saying? It still would have been a struggle trying to control the situation. So when they did that, some people scattered. I was a little, I kind of began to run a little bit, but then I came back around because I realized the person was just trying to scatter everybody. I understood what they was doing. So that shit was done. That shit was out. Okay, so boom. So here's the second situation that I want to put special emphasis fucking on. Okay? Special emphasis on. Okay, because so I end up seeing my male cousin again. He had people holding him back, maybe his friends, whoever these people were. And the guy MD, which is the guy that initially had the issue with my male cousin, okay? So my cousin D and then the guy MD. So the guy MD and him, they had little words, because the guy said, I'm going to get my gun, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to pop you. Blah, blah. So, of course, they got mad at the threat. Oh, you're going to kill me now? You're going to kill me now? So I heard my male cousin say that. Oh, you going to kill me? That's how we doing it now? Oh, you going to do it like that? That's fucked up. Whatever. Right? So I see the short guy, MD. I see him getting ready to go into this white car. Okay? And as he's getting into the white car, I see my female cousin. She's like, so you gonna do this to my brother for real? Woo, woo, woo. But she's walking up to him, okay, aggressively, even if in her heart she feel like it wasn't aggressive. From the outside looking in, when it's alcohol involved and egos involved, nobody has time to figure out. If somebody drunk walks up to you yelling, you're going to be on guard. Even if they walk up to you yelling and crying, like, you're going to be on guard, like, oh, hold up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she was doing. So she was so upset by the threat. My other cousin was so upset by the threat. Understandably so. But you're not the right person to talk to him right now, right? So she walks up to him, and when the guy say, yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to shoot that nigga or whatever. And then I said, but that's my cousin though, right? I didn't say the aggressor. I said, but that's my cousin. And he looks at me. He doesn't like attack me, verbally attack me or anything. He's like, but your cousin was doing what a woo. So then I walked towards him, but I had my hand up, like, and I nodded my head, excuse me. I nodded my head and I had my hand up like this. That's a gesture, in case for the dumb motherfuckers in the back. That's a gesture that you do when you let people know that you don't mean no harm. Because like I said, people are drunk. People want to have pissing contests. People feeling themselves. People feeling some kind of way and feeling themselves. So if you walk up on people wrong, they're going to, especially if they're already fucking ignorant and they like fight. Come on, right? So I walk up to MD and I have my hands up and I'm nodding like I understand, because I heard what he said. He said, oh, this and this. He violated a family member of mine and he was doing this. He's being real disrespectful. Blah, blah, blah. So I went to go hear this man out. Now my female cousin, she's yelling at the top of her lungs and, like being aggressive towards him because she's visibly upset and she had stuff to drink. So I get how she feels. I'm not condemning or judging. I get it. You threaten my brother, I get it, So while she's doing that and he trying to respond back to her, but he don't want to talk to her no more because she keep yelling. She keep yelling over him. He don't want to talk. Neither of them are listening to each other. So you know what the guy do? He looks at me and he says, let me talk to you because you look like you got more sense. And guess what? The nigga was right. I do got more fucking sense. I drunk the least out of everybody that fucking night. I drunk the least. She's the one, remember, I said earlier, she the one that called me and said, girl, I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucked up. Now it's, I wasn't drunk. And I had already caught them in a situation before when they were drunk and they said something, they exaggerated a relationship that they had with somebody. And when I tried to tell them what they said the day after, I ain't say that. So you got bad credit when it comes to that. But anyway, so the guy look at me, he like, I'm going to just talk to you because it looked like you listening and you're trying to understand me. Because like I said, I'm using my gesture. I have my hands up. I walking towards him because I see my cousin is being like, she's upset. She's being aggressive. She's emotional, whatever. So I said, let me try to diffuse the situation because it don't look good, her walking up to him like that. And then my other cousin is already being blocked. So I said, this isn't good. So I said, I put my hand up. And I nod my head. I said, oh, I understand. You feel like he violated so-and-so, your family member. I understand or whatever. And so she's still, blah, 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 blah. Now while he looks at me, he looked directly in my eye and he's like, y'all, he looked at me directly in the eye and he was like, I'm going to just talk to you because you look like you got some sense. Let me just talk to you. So I said, okay. And I touched his shoulder and we started talking. And I'm at the end of the car. We standing in front of the white car. This is his car, his people's car. And we standing by the back, by the booty of the car. What do you call it? Yeah, the booty of the car. I'm just call it the booty of the car. So we standing right there at the booty of the car and we talking. And he telling me all this stuff, he being ridiculous. I said, I understand, you just defending your family. I understand why you're upset. And yes, he does have a problem, but please don't kill him. You know what I'm saying? Don't threaten to kill him. Fight him like a man. Fight my cousin like a man, or get somebody else to do it if you feel like you can or whatever. Get somebody else to handle. And then after the fight, everything done. Everything, you just did it. That's it. While I'm standing here talking to him, I have my hand on his shoulder, and he's calm now. Because I'm listening to him. I'm validating him. Because when he's trying to explain to my female cousin, he was trying to explain the same stuff he was telling me. He was trying to explain it to her, but she didn't want to hear. So that's why he looked at me and said, you know what? Let me just talk to you because she's just doing too much. Which she was, right? Because of the threat, right? Understandably so, because of the threat. So just as I'm talking to him and I have my hand on his shoulder and I'm talking to him, I'm thinking everything's going to be cool or whatever. I was hoping that my female cousin would just shut up, right? I was hoping she would just be quiet and just stand behind me and let me talk to the guy to diffuse the situation. But no, of course, she was upset. Like I said, alcohol's involved, ego's involved, blah. So anyway, the guy's son, he had a bunch of young boys with him. Those are all the people that were instigating the fight, acting like they wanted to jump us and all kinds of stuff, right? The boy, she ends up having words with the boy's son because the son was getting involved in it, and she was like, stay at a kid's place. So when she said that to the boy, they had words, but I was still talking to Marky D. I didn't think it was gonna get that far. So here comes this dumb, slumpy, stringy haired, colored, big nose fucking bitch. I'm gonna call her Slumps. Slumps stands in front of the boy and she's like, don't talk to my little brother or something like that. Don't talk to my little brother like that. But I could tell this bitch is on one. I look at her face, her ugly ass fucking face, and I could tell that this bitch is drunk, inebriated, got a fucking demon inside of her, or whatever the fuck it is inside of some lower level ass demon inside of her. She looked like she just wanted to have a reason to fight and a reason to hit somebody. She just wanted it. Okay. And this person, this particular lady, Slumps, she, I guess, has a reputation of fighting, like slapping and slapping girls. Cause I heard that she slapped a girl that had a baby for her husband, but her husband's a big fucking hoe and fucks and sucks anything with a pulse and a pair of fucking legs. And instead of her checking her husband, she want to go and check other bitches. And then she got all these group of people protecting her like Princess Diana or whatever. And so she kind of be feeling herself like, I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of bitch that like to throw her fucking weight around. You know, she know that she can just do cheap shots at people physically, and then everybody will crowd and protect her and all this shit. So that's pretty much what was that situation. But the girl ends up punching my cousin right in her fucking mouth. Boo. But it was a weak punch, but she ended up hitting her. And I was just like, here we go again. Just as I'm talking to this guy and I'm thinking everything's going to be cool, you know, here we go again. Here we fucking go again. So, the girl sucker punches my cousin. And as soon as she sucker punches my cousin, the other, like the guy's sons and these young guys that were in their little entourage, all of these people, I guess, have a reputation. Actually, matter of fact, those groups, that same group of people that we got into it with, they had jumped my cousin's friend just like a month prior. Just a month prior. So I guess that's just what they do, right? So when the girl sucker punched my cousin's trying to get her back. But she tries to swing. She can't because they already blocked her. See, they did the same thing with Meatball. They let the girls do whatever the fuck they want and get the upper hand, and then you can't get your fair hit back. Okay, so that's what they did to my cousin. Then on top of that, my cousin fell, and then she grabbed her hair. So I got upset because I was like, they're not letting her get to her, so I gotta go and hit this bitch now. So I try to run around the other side of the car to get Slumps. And then here comes Meatball with her big, ugly fucking body walking up. But she doesn't hit me, though, and I don't hit her, right? And so she says, I was like, nah. I said, nah, fuck that shit, yo. I was like, y'all doing too motherfucking much. Y'all don't want to let us fight. Y'all want to y'all want to hit people and shit. Y'all don't want to let us fucking fight. And she walking behind me. I'm looking at this bitch like, please, please, please hit me. Please hit me so I can fuck you up, you fucking fat fuck. So anyway, Slumps and Meatball, all of a sudden I see Slumps. So I don't even know what's going on with my female cousin at this point. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, right? They on the other side of the car, and I guess she's still being held by these boys, which she ended up telling me that they were pushing her, they were taunting her, antagonizing her. I told you not to do that, and, you know, this, that, and the third, laughing, you know, being little bitches, because they don't want to see two women fight, because they know that the bitch would probably get beat up, you know? So I didn't even know what the fuck was going on with my cousin. So I see Slumps. She slithers away like the fucking troll that she is. And then I see Slumps and Meatball standing up towards me. Now mind y'all, I'm standing right here. I'm in the middle of the street, and they parked right there too. So the bitch act like she wanted to walk up on me. Both of them wanted to walk up on me. So I just stood there and just looked by them. I just looked by both of them like, try it, bitch. I'll take the both of y'all. I don't give a fuck. Win, lose, or draw. I'll take both of you bitches. Because by then, nobody was holding shit back. And I find it funny they didn't want to fight me. Both of them. They could have got me. I find that they didn't want to fight me because they didn't have the boys there. The boys were busy taunting and doing and holding on to my cousin or doing shit over there. And I caught two of them by themselves. I could have got them real fucking good. So they looked at me for a little bit, and then they decided not to go. They decided not to. They just decided not to. So I was like, all right, fine, cool. But they walked up on me, though. They walked up on me like they wanted to jump me. You feel me? And I think that because she knew I was trying to run around the car to hit her ass, because she knew she was wrong. She didn't have to sucker punch my female cousin. She didn't have to do that. She just wanted to do it. And on top of that, my cousin shouldn't even have to argue with that little boy. You said what you had to say. Stay out of a grown person's business. All right, after that, that's it. Just stand by me and let me talk to the guy, MD. Let me talk to the guy, MD. I almost said his name. Let me talk to the guy, MD, and get the situation under control. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where everybody doing too motherfucking much. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm the only fucking level-headed motherfucker in that bitch. Because I was. Even the nigga told me himself, you got more sense. Because I do. So after that, they look at me like they wanted to roll up on me. I stood there and I look at them. I look at the slumps. Because I looked at slumps, and then Meatball was to my right. So I know if I would have hit slumps, Meatball would have came to the side and try to hit me from the same side. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm going to wait for them to walk up on me first. If they walk up on me first, then I'm going to swing. I'm going to have to do what I got to do. I didn't see my female cousin anywhere around. Because the girl that sucker punched her was already in front of me. I didn't see her around. Did I blame her? Did I say anything? Did I make a big deal about it? No, I didn't. I would have just took the bitches myself, and eventually you would have saw it and you would have jumped in, you know? But anyway, a Slumps ends up changing her mind. She looked at me for a minute and then she changed her mind. Like, if I hit this girl, I don't have any of my sons here to help me. So yeah, I'm not going to take that risk. And then Meatball was just standing there too, looking stupid too. So they walked off, and I was like, all right, cool. So I went to go look around to see where my female cousin is. This bitch is across the street with a group of boys who's already pushing her around, okay? They already pushing her around and shit like that, And it didn't look good because she was, I think she fell or something like that. But it just didn't look good. And I was like, oh my God, they about to pack this girl out. I run across the street. I get her, and I'm trying to calm her down. I'm saying her daughter's name over and over to try to get her to listen, because I'm trying to tell her to chill because we outnumbered. You understand what I'm saying? We fucking outnumbered. Just like you didn't want your brother arguing with 10 people, now you're arguing and about to fight with 10 people. Like, calm down before you get us both jumped, because it looks like that's what's about to happen anyway. But I was just like, just chill, girl. So when I walked up to her, I see the young boy that's holding her back. He looked at me. He said, I'm trying to help her. That's what he said. He's like, I'm trying to help her. I said, I'm trying to help her too. And I said, I got it. And whatever, right? He looked at me. He was like, I'm trying to help her. I was like, so then I'm holding her, but she breaking free. I said, calm down, T. Calm down. I'm mentioning her daughter's name, like, so that she could just, calm down. Like, think about your child. That's what I told us to think about her. Think about us getting home to our fucking kids. Fuck them. They're not going to give us a fair one. Clearly, evidently, they're not going to give us a fair shot. So let's just go before they all fucking jump us here. Like, let's just go, right? We go back across the street. She gets into the car. Now, mind you, Meatball is standing right there. They left Meatball by herself. Here's the thing. I could have went up to Meatball and beat the fuck out of her. Even my cousin could have did that. They could have went and beat the shit out of her. That, we both could have. Or not me. I mean, I'm not a jumper hoe, but I'm just saying I could have got my little lick for how she was disrespectful to me, walking behind me and shit. And my female cousin, because she hit her first, she could have gotten her. This was a perfect opportunity. This bitch was standing outside looking real dumb, y'all. Real fucking dumb. This bitch was standing outside contemplating life, talking on the fucking phone. Yeah, because you got left, bitch. You was hard as fuck when you had all them people there protecting you, making sure you didn't get hit back. But we sitting here in the car, we looking right at you. I'm telling y'all, like, I'm sitting in this car right now, and you see right here towards the right part of my car, she was standing right there. I could have just turned my engine on and just ran over this fucking fat bitch, right? I could have just wedged her body between two cars. A lot of stuff. So anyway, she got left. Her whole crew left. MD ended up leaving. All of them ended up leaving. They all fucking left. All of them left. And they left her. The bitch was standing outside. Quiet. Quiet like a church mouse. And so I'm yelling because I'm getting to my car. So I'm like, y'all some punk ass bitches, y'all. I was like, anybody who, I said, whoever snuck me, you a fucking coward, you a punk ass bitch. I said, I'm a voodoo all y'all ass. So whoever the fuck hit me, I'm voodooing your ass. As soon as I fucking get home, bitch, y'all motherfuckers is going on my motherfucking altar. Like, I was just, and so my female cousin was like, no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Shh, or whatever. I said, I don't give a fuck. We got violent, girl. But she was just like, don't say that. Because the girl right there, I don't give a fuck about her. The bitch is by herself. The bitch was by herself. Anyway, we sit in the car. The police end up coming. So the police come. My cousin realized she lost her phone. So I'm calling the phone. And they answer. They said, "Oh, I got the phone." And I'm talking to this young man, right? And he said, "I'm the boy. I'm the girl's sister. I'm the boy. I'm the girl's brother. Your friend or cousin, whatever. She fought my sister. I got your cousin's phone right here." He's like, "But I don't want to walk up there because the police right there, or whatever and stuff." And I was like, "Oh," I said, "Damn." I said, "Yeah, I do see the police right here." I said, "I'm in a silver car right here." And he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna come get it to you." I said, "Just wait until the police pull off and I'll text you back, and then you can just come and give me the phone." Because I didn't even want my cousin to even go anywhere near the car, because the girl that sucker punched her and MD and all them were probably most likely still in the car. So I wanted to be the one to just get the cell phone, all right, or whatever, and if the bitch tried to sneak a hit or try to come out and fight me, then I'm gonna have to get that ass, but I was just trying to get the phone. And so I was just trying to get the phone. And so anyway, I get off the phone with him. The police go by. I text him back. I say, can you come get it now? And then we never heard from him. I kept calling. I guess they didn't even want to bother going back to the scene with us and, risking another fight again, I guess. Right. The police did come up to my window and ask me, stuff. And I just shook my head because people were looking at me and stuff or whatever. So I was just like, there was a scuffle and we're just leaving right now. I said there was a fight in front of the club and we're leaving. I didn't say we was involved or none of that. I just said, there was just a big fight here. So we're just leaving right now. I said, my friend lost her cell phone, whatever. And he like, "Oh, okay. All right, everything's okay? You good? You all right?" Yeah, we cool, officer. We good. So he goes, whatever. So anyway, we drive, and me and my female cousin, because her dude left her. I forgot to mention that. Like, what happened with her dude? Her dude was sitting in her car. They were parked right in the front along with me. There was only one car between us the whole time. When all that stuff was going on with the gunshots and everything, her boyfriend that was in her car, according to her, he left. He turned the corner, and what ended up happening, he actually turned the corner while we was going through all that stuff. He turned the corner and he went to sleep. This guy, he was high. I don't have a problem with him. I'm not angry with him or nothing, but he was really, really high. He was high at the day party, and he probably was drinking too. So he just was in his car and he went to sleep. He said he heard the gunshots and all this stuff or whatever, but I'll get to that. Anyway, but she ended up riding with me because he was gone, seemingly gone. We didn't even check around the corner, because if I would have actually made my first right, we would have saw him right there. We would have saw him right there in the car asleep. But I ended up turning the other way. We ended up driving, and we parked for a little bit while I guess my aunt ends up calling me, because she ends up hearing about it. I think Meatball was talking to her mother, and her mother called my aunt, and now my aunt's calling us. And she's like, "What's going on? Da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah." And then my cousin, she's mad. She going off. And then when we're there, she realizes that she lost her chain, okay? And she's like crying. She like bawling like a newborn. Like, she was really upset because it was a very expensive piece of jewelry and stuff. I personally wouldn't wear that around such trash in low-class areas, but But, she was upset. She was crying. She was upset. Like, dang, my phone and my chain and, this, that, and the third. Then, okay, she was upset because, the mom is just asking for the brother and not asking, like, are we okay? What happened? So she was mad. We were mad about that. We were talking about whatever that happened and stuff like that. Okay. She realized her chain was gone when we were almost to the house. So I said, okay, let's drive back to the scene. Let's look around. Let's just hope that, because we did see Meatball when she told me to be quiet when I was yelling and cursing and stuff in the car, outside my car, Meatball had her lights, a flashlight, like she was looking for something. I have a feeling she may have took, my cousin's chain, because she was looking for something too, and maybe she must have found the chain and was like, "Oop," "Oop." So, but anyway, I said, let's go back to the scene of the crime, girl. Let's just go back. And we couldn't, she was trying to contact her boyfriend. He wasn't there. I was worried about that too. We got back to the scene of the crime. She ends up finding out that he actually turned the corner. He didn't leave, do that. Her boyfriend actually turned the corner and fell asleep. I guess he was really too nice up. He was honestly, like, I guess too high to function, and already had stuff to drink. Like I said, they had a bottle. You know what I'm saying? I only had 1 cup out of that bottle. They had that bottle. They was drinking. They was doing their thing with that bottle. Okay, I only had 1 cup of that bottle. She ends up, cussing him out, like, where the fuck you been at? All this stuff happened to us around the corner. You in here asleep? Get out of my car. Get the fuck out. I'm parking behind them. So she ends up taking her car, and she kicks her boyfriend out of the car. And they start to get to arguing or whatever. So I see her boyfriend walking off into the shadows. And I said, well, I'm going to have to take him back to the house. Obviously, I ain't going to leave this guy out here, right? So I was like, let me just take him back, because that's a long way. This is 40th and Hoover. They stay like all the way in the 80s somewhere. So I was like, let me just go get him. So something told me, just go get him. So after she pulls off and leaves her boyfriend, I pull up next to him. I said, yo, come on. He's like, oh, I gotta have a wicked hot, and then he started telling me what stuff. So I just asked him some certain questions or whatever. I wasn't getting no straight answers, everybody's, whatever, right? So I was asking him, I said, dude, we was fighting before the shots and after the shots. He said, I heard the gunshots, and as soon as I heard the gunshots or whatever, I decided to turn the corner and shit like that. And I said, okay, but, we was fighting. You heard the commotion before the shots, right? Because it was pretty loud. How come you didn't come out? I mean, I'm not expecting him to fight, because not everybody is a fighter. But I was expecting for him to at least try to pull his girlfriend out the situation so she wouldn't even have to fight that girl. Try to diffuse it, try to be just an extra body, just an extra tall man that'd be there to help diffuse it. Like, I could have used another level-headed person, because he seemed to be that way, or whatever, right? And I was just telling him, I was like, well, we was fighting before the shots. And then after the shots, it was still kind of going on. We kind of got left by ourselves. I said, I didn't even see my other male cousin. We up here in the street fighting like some fucking Power Rangers and shit, and it's like the main people that should be there, the main people that started the shit, that fueled the shit, seemingly wasn't there, right? So he tries to explain to me, but he doesn't really give me a straight answer on it, because I felt like at that moment, okay, you hear gunshots and you went with somebody, you're supposed to go and check on them to see what's going on. Even if you're scared to get out of your car, like, at least drive around. He could have took a stroll around and just drive up to the front right quick. And if he would have just did that, he would have saw that it was me and her and, our other loved one involved. He would have saw it, but he didn't even do that. He just went to sleep. Anyways, I take the guy back to the house, and it's crazy because, a whole bunch of stuff happened at the house, with my male cousin. And it's crazy because my male cousin, he was just like, basically like, he was obviously very, very drunk. He actually ended up supposedly going to another club, and he got dropped off just as I was pulling up with my cousin's boyfriend in the car. And my cousin's boyfriend comes out. He goes, talks to his friend, and he's upset. Everybody seemed more upset than the main people that should be upset, by the way. I just want to say that. We should be upset. I should be upset. I should be livid, because I got snuck from the side, and I'm up here trying to help people, and I got snuck from the side trying to help this girl, because this girl was getting punched. And the crowd that was around her was not helping at all, and they looked like they wanted to jump her ass, or had I not jumped in, that girl would have most likely would have beat her ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would have gotten more hits in because they wasn't letting my cousin get any hits in. So it just would have been real nasty. That's why I jumped in and punched the broad 2 times in her face. And then I got snuck. Okay. So I could have been mad, but I wasn't really tripping though, because I'm just like, you know what, I'm already feeling like this isn't my cross to carry. This is me getting involved in a karmic situation, getting caught up, and this is still like my family or whatever. So here I am, but I just wish that, she would have listened to me, and not further escalate the situation because she was angry. I wish she'd have just listened, and that second fight wouldn't have happened. The first fight was bound to happen. Nothing was going to stop that fight from happening because, like I said, Meatball was in her brother's face. A woman steps up to the challenge, even though she feel like she wasn't talking aggressively. Of course, the girl's going to take it that way. She's an ignorant meatball. She's going to take it that way. Y'all drinking, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew that fight wasn't going to be prevented. 2 women, you know what I'm saying? Mano y mano. Like, that was bound to happen. But that should have been the only fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? The second one didn't have to fucking happen. It did not have to happen. But you just finished getting a fight. You know what I'm saying? You upset. I get it. I absolutely get it. So anywho, my male cousin starts saying some stuff, right? He like I guess in a way like taunting my cousin. We all stand out there, and then we have our other 2 little cousins. They were almost about to come over there. I didn't want them to come over there because I didn't want, my little cousins. Kind of like one of them is like basically like a niece to me, right? That's my cousin's daughter. They was gonna come, and I know they'll fight. I know that they'll fight. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't want to get them caught up in it because they both got young babies, and I just didn't want them to get caught up in our shit. And next thing we got to protect everybody. I got to protect a whole bunch of people that's upset, like So I was like, nah. But I'm glad they didn't show up. But anyway, there's a bunch of words going back and forth because, my male cousin is drunk. He's belligerent. So there's a bunch of stuff going back and forth, unsavory things. And so he starts to say stuff about his sister. He's like, well, that bitch beat you up. You got beat up. You got beat up. And kind of like taunting her a little bit and stuff, and then he comes to me like, she saved you. I was there. She's like, you weren't even there. Yes, I was. I was right there. They was or something. He said. He was like, I at that point when he said that, I wasn't sure if he was there or not because I didn't see him when the fight was breaking out or whatever. I'm not sure if somebody had whisked him away to safety, or I just didn't have time to pay attention to him. I was more so worried about my female cousin getting packed out. You know what I'm saying? I was more concerned with that. So I have to focus on one situation, one person at a time. I figured he'd be fine, right? Because he know people enough, and those people obviously whisked him away or they held him back. Maybe he did see it. I'm not going to even lie to you. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he did see it from a distance. Maybe he saw a little bit of it. He probably didn't see the second fight with the sucker punch from Slumps, but he definitely saw the Meatball fight. He definitely saw Meatball and his sister. He must have saw it. I don't know, because either he listened to, I don't know, because he said but he was so drunk too. But he was like, you got beat up. You got beat the fuck up. She did this, and then he looked at me. He's like, Cassie saved you. She saved you. She saved you. Da 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 da. Woo 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 woo. At this point, I'm not saying nothing. I'm quiet. My cousin's quiet. I'm not saying nothing. I just put my head down. I'm not saying nothing. And he come up to me. He like nudging me. Right. You saved her. Woo, 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 woo. She saved you. Whatever, right? But I'm not paying no mind to it because at this point, I don't know. I don't really know if yo really seen that. I don't know. And I can't say yes or no or whatever because I was not focused on him. I was, focused on I got to focus on, how like people in the military or the police are like, I don't have that background, but how you have to focus on the most aggressive situation. You focus on the most aggressive person first, right? The person that's more likely to be physical. It was like that. So I was looking at my cousin. That's why. So, anywho, so all that, it was just a bunch of words, a bunch of little unsavory stuff. I even offered my female cousin me. Even offered for her and her daughter to come to my house because it just did not look good. It was unsavory things, walking around with a gun and this and the third, threatening the young girls and shit like that, pushing my little cut, all this little stuff was happening, and I was just so scared for them. So I was like, I don't think you should go back in your house and go sleep. I think, y'all should come with me. I'm offering you to come to my house, which is my spiritual domain. You feel me? I'm offering for you to come here with all that energy just because I was worried about you. See how you put yourself in a karmic situation? You see how you get yourself caught up because you're trying to care about people, you trying to heal people, you trying to show them a better fucking way, you trying to help them take accountability for themselves. They don't want to fucking hear it. Not wanting to listen to you. Listen. So anyway, I'm needless to say, I ended up going back home. I tried to convince her the best that I can. She said, nah, I'm good. So anyway, they call me in the next morning, 9:00, right? Again, as soon as I go home, cause I'm like, I'm about to fucking throw some shit at this bitch, the sucker puncher, meatball slumps. I'm about to throw some shit on their asses because I'm spiritually justified. Cause bitch, I'm the motherfucking peacemaker. How the fuck the peacemaker, how the peacemaker get snuck? Now, of course, I had to jump in it because I want to make sure shit was fair. I'm just trying to make sure shit was fair. I'm the peacemaker / fucking security guard / fucking archangel nigga bitch. That's what the fuck I was. Trying to help motherfuckers that are just too fucking belligerent to fucking listen to me. So I end up leaving. They call me in the morning. My aunt calls me in the morning. And my battery. My aunt calls me in the morning, and she I hear my younger cousin. I hear my female cousin yelling in the background. I guess she felt like her mother wasn't believing. That's what she told me. She's like, I feel like my mom didn't want to believe me, that she had to call and ask you, she didn't believe my account of the story. Wonder why, or whatever. So the mom calls me, my auntie calls me. She's like, okay, Cassie, tell me. Start from the top. Tell me what happened, because see, this is how I know everybody is a little delusional, because people was making up stuff that didn't fucking happen. And when I drink, like I said in the beginning of the video, I know exactly what I do. I know exactly what I say when I drink. I know exactly what I do and what I say, because I make sure I don't drink that much to not remember pertinent details. I remember everything. I watch court TV. I grew up watching court TV all motherfucking day long. It's about what you see with your own eyes, not what you think that happened. See, narcissists, they don't like clarity. They don't like facts. They don't like truth. They don't like clarity. They don't like it when you have a better fucking memory, because they like to twist up the memory. They will twist up the chronological order. If you're telling a story from A to Z, while you're talking about A going into B, they want to talk about Y and Z and M and N and P and L and M and O. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Trying to trip you up so that you don't remember certain things. And they want to insert other things that didn't happen in the story just to make themselves look good, because they operate upon ego. For me, it's not about ego. All right. It's about the truth. But again, like I said, narcissists, they don't like the fucking truth. They don't like clarity. They don't like to be proven wrong. You ever try to prove a fucking narcissist wrong? What they try to do, they drown out your voice. They interrupt you while you're telling your story several times, because they don't want to get to the truth. Because when they get to the truth, they're going to look stupid. But okay, when my aunt called me, they in their minds, they believe that Slumps didn't sucker punch my cousin. So my cousin was trying to say it. They were trying to say it didn't happen. So I debunked it. I cleared her name, by the way. I debunked the whole shit. And when her mother called me and I'm telling them the story, she interrupts me. She interrupts me several times while I'm trying to tell the story. She only let me talk for a little bit, and I'm trying to tell the story. She just wanted me to get to it, all right, I guess, but I needed to tell her the backstory. I got to tell you, you know what I mean? Now, because they were lying on her and saying that this, and this, I'm trying to help clear her name as well as mine. I confirmed that Slumps sucker punched her. So they had to switch up what they said. The reason why they was I feel like the aunt was like, the reason why I felt like she was interrupting me is because she must have already had made up her mind what she believed happened based off of what her son said, based off of what, Meatball's mom said, and all the other, the Ratchets and their moms had said to her, all these phone calls she was getting. So, she already made up her mind what she thinks the story was, even though she wasn't there. Okay. So when she called me and I'm trying to explain it to her, she just kind of like, did she hit her? Are you sure it's her? I'm like, yes, and yes, she did. She did hit her. And I said, she had words with the son. She wanted to fight. She purposely hit her. I tried to help, blah, blah, blah. After the fight, we talked about it, me and my cousin. She didn't even know that I fought. For you not to be drunk, for you to have seen everything with the naked eye, and for you to have not been drunk, so-called, you didn't know that I fought for you. You didn't know that I jumped in for you. You didn't know that. So what the fuck? So that makes me believe that you was sitting there. You don't know the whole details of the story. And you telling your mom and whoever else is over there that's listening, you probably said some shit about me too. You probably was just like, oh, I didn't see Cassie anywhere when I was fighting. She probably tried to make it seem like she was fighting by herself or something, when I'm the one that was helping her ass out. Let's just keep it real. I'm the one helping her ass out when Meatball bopped her in her fucking face 2 times. I'm the one that jumped in because I felt like the girl was doing too much, and she was doing too little, and they was not helping the situation. The niggas that was surrounding her, they wasn't helping, and they were being rough with her. That's why I jumped in. Now I'm thinking that I shouldn't have fucking did shit. I should have actually just stayed where the fuck I was and be a bystander and be until I was really sure they were trying to jump her and then jump in. Maybe I probably should have did that. I don't know. Right? But either way, a narcissist will always fucking find a way to blame you for something that they did because they don't want to take accountability for their actions, for how aggressive that they were. They don't want to take any fucking accountability. And because they got violated and they got their fucking ego bruised, now they want to point the finger and blame shift everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Anyway, beloved. So yeah. Ooh. So, I debunked their story. I confirmed that the girl hit, because the girl was lying. The girl ended up, let me tell you something. The girl slumps, because I said, I'm finna fuck, when I got home, right? The next motherfucking day. This how I know I'm a walking good luck charm. Bitch, if it wasn't for me, one of your kids would be dead, and one of your kids would be jumped and in the fucking hospital if it wasn't for me to be there with my fucking energy. Because your kids, they don't protect themselves spiritually like I do. They not into the shit that I am into. The fact that I was there served them some type of it wouldn't have been as bad. You know what I'm saying? I served them some type of, given the environment, the hostile fucking environment that we were in with the fucking walking dead of the Belizean community, like the fucking walking dead, we fared pretty well, and it could have been worse. We were outnumbered. It could have been worse. We could have got shot while we were fighting. They could have shot into the crowd of people. It just could have been really, really bad, and it didn't. It wasn't bad. It was unsavory, but it could have been worse. I debunked the story. I confirmed that slumps did hit her. And I also, and it's almost, they cut you off when something that they swear up and down and you debunk it, they'll try to cut you off to make it seem like you're not. But check it out. I told my aunt on the phone, I said, I drank the least out of everybody. We were all drinking. Duh. It's fucking fact. Duh. We're all drinking, but some of us drink more than others. Duh. Right? So that was that. Then my female cousin, she calls me to trauma bond with me about what happened. Okay, I get it. I can only be in a vibration for so long. I don't mind talking about it, cracking a couple of jokes about it, blah, blah, blah. You know, the process it. We both went through something that was traumatic. We both almost could have lost our lives out there fighting for shit that had nothing to do with us. We both got sucked in. You know, her brother sucked her in and then she sucked me in. It was like contagious. You see how the karmic situations work? It's like a fucking vortex, bitch. It's like a vortex. They just, you get sucked. They suck you in. They like, hold on, bitch. I mean, you can get sucked into, you know? So she called me like, oh, I'm just calling to check on you, but I'm not tripping. I didn't cry about the situation. Of course, granted, I didn't lose my phone or, you know, my car keys. Of course, I'd be upset too, but, I'm not tripping about the situation because in my mind, I know my capabilities and I know that I'm spiritually justified. So I could do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm not tripping. I did my little foo shit, my little mental alchemy shit until I can get to the botanica, which I went the next morning, you know, I handled my shit and I did away with it and I went to sleep, you know? Why you guys call me? If y'all swear up and down y'all knew everything that fucking happened and you guys weren't drunk, then why the fuck y'all call me? Because you guys know that I'll give it to you straight. And just because I told the real truth, the real version of the story that doesn't suit nobody's fucking ego over there, that doesn't suit anybody's agenda over there, now it's like, now you're trying to cut me off. Now it's, oh, okay, hold on, you know, this and that. Anyway, so my female cousin, she called me and she like, I'm just checking on you and you do the, are you good? I said, yeah, I'm good. You know, we did the best we could. We were outnumbered. It is what it is. I said, I kind of wish you would have listened to me though. I said, you kind of remind me of your brother when you guys get mad and you guys are drinking or stuff like that. Y'all, you know, I wish y'all would have kind of listened or whatever, but you know, I get it. Emotions of how people are drinking. Oh, I wasn't drinking. I'm not drunk. Whatever. Right. But she calling me, I'm chilling. Because this ain't my cross to carry. I know that this shit that's happening is some type of karma, some type of karmic situation. Okay? For maybe some shit that she might have did or whatever. And of course, there are unfortunate events that happen to some people. You know what I'm saying? Because you get caught up in other people's shit. It happens all the time. It happened to me. So I'm not negating that possibility. But anyways, you know, she... I feel like in the conversation, the first phone conversation, the day after it happened, I feel like she was like low-key trying to blame me, like making it seem like I forced her to go out, like I fucking held a gun to her head and was like, bitch, you going out with me. Girl, how many times I went out by myself? I went to San Diego by myself because she couldn't go. I got the runaround. I was sitting by myself in the car while she was hanging out with her fake ass friend who ended up being fake towards her, who ended up setting her up and trying to get beat on. Who ended up being a fake bitch to her. You gave me the run around that night just to be a fake bitch with another fake bitch, right? You did all that, right? Okay, this is a person that don't have good social credit with me and don't have good social credit with a lot of people. Okay? So, catch that tea. Maybe you're getting all the energy that you've been putting out to other people. And just because you're changing, just because you feel like you're changing, or you feel like you're trying, doesn't mean that you're not going to face your karma. You're still going to face it. Take it with grace. Take that karmic with grace, you know? But yeah. So anyway, so she, I felt like in the conversation, she was trying to make it seem like I told her this. I told her, I said, I did say it's whatever. She said, you did. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, are you fucking mental? It's in the text thread. I'm starting to think that with my fucking family, because I come from a family full of fucking narcissists, BPD, sociopath, everything, antisocial, histrionic personality disorder, everything, B cluster, gang. I pretty much grew up around those people, right? How the fuck are you gonna tell me you did say that? Do I need to record conversations of people? Because I'm starting to think that I'm going to need to record conversations. I'm going to need to record video. I'm going to need to take pictures. I'm going to need to document shit. Because y'all like lying. Y'all like to lie to make yourself look good. I don't know what it is about people like that. If I tell you a story of how I got in a fight or got into it with somebody, I'm going to admit to everything I do. Because I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be like, yeah, I did call her a stupid ass bitch. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was talking shit. But anyway, you know, This is what happened, you know. But other people, like my female cousin, like them, she has a history of doing that. Because when me and her didn't get along, like I said, she had bad social credit with me. And I still chose to forgive. When me and her didn't get along, and it's more so about her not getting along with me, because I didn't do shit to that motherfucker, okay? When it came to me and her, that when we wasn't vibing or whatnot, and we would get into it, she would go and tell everybody that I went off on her for no reason. She would go and tell everybody the Lifetime movie fucking network version of what happened to make me look like I was scared of her, to make me look like I was jealous of her, because, you know, I'm dark skinned, so I got to be jealous of you. I have to be jealous of you because if a dark skinned girl isn't running up behind a lighter skinned girl, being a fucking mammy, being a lackey like all the other dark skinned girls that been up her ass, okay? That she disrespected and disregarded like trash, by the way, they automatically think you're trying to come for them. They automatically think that you're trying to come for them or whatever, right? So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So anyway, she where was I at? Okay. So anyway, so she was kind of making it seem like, okay, you know, like I said, she has bad social credit with me. I still chose to forgive, even though some unsavory things have happened in the month of March, just a few months ago, when I told you guys about that day party shit. Same person. When I told you about the day party shit and how I felt like my cousin wasn't trying to hear where I was coming from, she didn't give a fuck about these two other girls being disrespectful, being colorist towards me. She didn't give a fuck because she looked like them and I don't look like them. And I'm her family, and she didn't have my back, right? Or what I would say, that she didn't want to understand where the fuck I was coming from, because she didn't care as long as the girl, and this girl is messy, right? And she about to go on a trip with this girl. And by the way, I did a fucking reading on that shit. It's not gonna fucking end well for you, shorty. I'm just letting you know. Since you want to like being in the company of messy bitches, maybe you like being in the company of messy bitches because you a messy bitch. Maybe that's what it is. You a messy bitch, so you like to be in mess. You claim that you was on my level. That's why I don't like when motherfuckers come around me and act like they on my level and shit. Act like they about change. Act like they, you know what I'm saying? And then the whole time, they're being fucking energy vampires. They're not really changing. They're just modifying little things so they can appear to look like they're changing. Girls and boys. I know my boys is watching. Girls and boys. But I figured that she was trying to blame shift. And even her mother tried to blame shift me as well. Because when all that stuff happened and we came back to the house, she was like, oh, if you would have just took him home, none of this would have happened. Excuse me? Excuse me, bitch? How about if your child would have not been arguing with 10 motherfuckers that wanted to pack him out, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess in the first place. How about if your son's fucking toxic ass fucking friends would have not taken him out to the day party and get him drunk and leave him in front of the club, none of this would have fucking happened. How about if they would have fucking took his ass home, none of this would have happened. So you don't even want your kids to take accountability for their actions because you don't. They don't take accountability for their actions because you don't take accountability for your actions. You did that. You made that. You created that. You cultivated that. And now it's a problem because other motherfuckers ain't feeling that. Yeah. Right? Even she said that. And I'm like, how are you going to blame me? I said no. When she said that, I was like, no, he needs to just take accountability. He the one that decided to come to this place knowing that he might run into somebody that had beef with him. He decided to argue with a mob of people as if he had a mob with him. And it was just us girls. And you know what I'm saying? Her boyfriend in the car. We by ourselves. We outnumbered. And you still up here talking shit to a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers who are known to jump people, who are known to fight dirty. So everybody's blame shifting. If y'all ain't noticed, everybody's blame shifting. Everybody's making up, switching up the chronological order of what happened to suit their personal agendas to make sure they look good. And I know for a fact that the way how people talk to me, I can tell that people have already had a conversation before they even fucking call me on the phone. I already know that because She didn't even, let me tell you something. My female cousin didn't even know that I fucking helped her by punching that bitch in the face 2 times. She didn't even know. They didn't even know I got hit until I confirmed it. Until they called me and I debunked everything that they was trying to say. That's how I know the motherfuckers were the people that wasn't even there made it up in their minds, whatever they felt like what happened. And I debunked it. And I actually vindicated my cousin because they didn't even believe her that this girl hit her. Because her brother was upset with her. The brother don't get along with her. So he didn't see that girl do anything, or he didn't see that fight. So he was like, oh no, she didn't hit her. But she did. I'm the one that confirmed that she did. You understand what I'm saying? I'm the one that confirmed that she did. They didn't even know that this is how I know that they was drunk, because they didn't even know that I got involved in a fight. They didn't even know that I got involved. So you probably sitting up here on your high horse talking shit about me, probably making it seem like I didn't help you or something like that. And then you want to size it up, your fight up, and try to make it seem, yeah, I hit that bitch 3 times. I did this and that. I didn't see all that, girl. I'm not confirming, but I can only go by what I see. I don't go by speculation, what you thought you did. Because now everything that you say is discreditable. If you forgetting little bitty details and you fucking up the chronological order of a story that I remember, that I know, you can't fucking gaslight me about that shit to suit your fucking agenda, to make you feel better about what happened. Because obviously what her brother said must have got to her, because guess what? When she calls me, like I said, when she called me, she heat checking me to see if I'm cool. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm not traumatized. She's like, well, I'm traumatized. I've been crying. I've been, whatever. I said, okay, I understand that everybody deal with stuff in different ways. It is what it is. Because I understand that at the end, in the grand scheme of things, it's not my cross to bear. It isn't my cross to bear. I got sucked in it. I understand the situation got heightened because alcohol was involved and egos were involved. Everybody's having pissing contests. Niggas are having dick jousting contests. Bitches want to fight and want to knuckle up, whatever. Everybody want to prove that they the baddest bitch, right? Go, nigga. Everybody want to prove they the baddest bitch. Everybody want to prove that they the baddest nigga. Woo, woo, woo. Tangle where we weave. I get it, right? I get it. Let me see. Oh, I don't even like parking that deep in the parking lot, child. Honey boo boo children. I'm not finna park. I like parking that deep in the parking lot in my neighborhood because people like to double park. And then we also have this guy who comes. He's like he has a mobile car wash. Damn, I wish I knew his name, but he has a mobile car wash and he always comes here. And he sets up his equipment so it tends to block everything and stuff like that, And so, yeah. I don't like to park too deep into the park. I like to park towards the end so I can hurry and get out, because people be double parking. I don't even want to have to talk to people. I don't want to have to beat my car because motherfuckers is ignorant around here. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't walk around anointed and protected, I would have been in so much trouble. And I live here, me one, by myself, me one. I don't have no big homies, no little homies, no nothing. I got a distant cousin that stay on Grape Street. That's about it. And we don't even talk to each other. Not no beef or nothing, but we just living our own little lives, child. That's just it, right? But anyway, yeah, I could tell that there was conversations being had because you say that you weren't drunk, so how come you weren't able to see that I helped you in the fight? You weren't able to see it. Now, maybe, granted, she probably wasn't able to see it because I did see that my female cousin, she had her head down while she was windmilling or whatever. She had her head down and shit. So maybe she didn't see that, I gave her an assist. But the fact of the matter is I gave her an assist. You know what I'm saying? I helped her. If I was not there, because like I said, I'm a walking fucking good luck charm. I'm a person that's walking. I'm anointed. The only reason why I got popped is because I involved myself in a karmic situation. So I had to have gotten, of course, I'm not going to get, if I punch a bitch in the face and there's a whole group of people that's for her, of course they're not going to let me get away with that. I get it. I just wish I would have sold the motherfucker was, so I can get a fair one, but but it is what it is. I popped her 2 times, whatever. I got snuck from the side. All right, cool, whatever. But they didn't even, I could tell they had a fucking, okay, I could just park right here. They have a, I don't like parking on the street side, but I'm a take the risk for tonight because there ain't no parking here. Yeah, so I could tell there was other conversations that were being had because she didn't even know that I was fighting. I could imagine what their conversation was like when they woke up. Oh, Cassie wasn't even there for me. I didn't even see Cassie when I was fighting. You know, trying to make up some shit. Oh, I did this, I did that, I whooped her ass, I did this, I did that. You know, ego, like that, right? They didn't even know that I got hit, y'all. They didn't even know I got hit. They didn't even know that I punched the bitch 2 times. She said, oh, you did? Oh, you was there? Oh, you did? You did? They was like, oh, you did? You did? You did? I thought you seen everything. I thought you wasn't drunk. What you mean? Now, if you had your head down and you didn't see that, okay. But every time I'm mentioning certain aspects that happened in the fight, she keeps saying, oh, that happened? Oh, that happened? But I wasn't drunk, though. So which one is it? Which one is it? We could even agree on the simple details that happened. She didn't want to admit that she was drunk. She didn't want to admit that she was aggressive. I told her, I said, listen, I told T, I said, listen, girl, it doesn't matter. She said, this is what she said. They should have known that I wasn't trying to fight them. I said, T, listen to me. I said, when everybody is drunk and people are defensive and they feeling some kind of way and they got beef, okay? If you walk up to them yelling, they are going to be on guard. We're talking about people that are already ignorant, that already jumped your friend the month before, that already have a reputation for fighting unfairly, jumping people, whatever the fuck. You walking towards them aggressively, yelling, crying or not, yelling, all right? If you walk up to somebody like that, that's already feeling some kind of way, they drunk, whatever, feeling themselves, they're going to be on guard. Anybody walk towards me drunk, yelling, bitch, I'm throwing my dukes up. I'm going to step back 2 steps and I'm going to throw my motherfucking dukes up and make sure ain't nobody behind me. That's what I'm going to do. So even if you feel in your heart that you weren't trying to be aggressive, that you were just trying to find out what's going on, the way that you're reacting, because if you weren't drunk, then you should be reacting better. Am I correct? Am I right or am I right? If you weren't drunk, then you would have been more emotionally level-headed. You would have been upset about the threat, but then you would have been like, damn, come on, yo, da-da-da-da-da. But you were upset. You also had drinks. You were aggressive as well. You know, that's why they jumped in your face. None of those boys, okay, I might got snuck by one of them, but one of those boys, none of them tried to hold me back because I wasn't aggressive. I only popped popped off or whatever because I saw some unsavory, unfair shit. That's the only time. Any other time that night, I was trying to be a peacemaker, a security guard, a fucking archangel nigga bitch. That's what I was doing. So that's what I feel was going on. They just was having little side conversations and they didn't even know that I was involved in the fight, even though they swear up and down that they weren't drunk. Everybody is switching up details, twisting up details of the story, adding things in that don't belong. Like, I don't know what's everybody's agenda here, but I think it's definitely rooted in ego and embarrassment because you got violated. You know what I'm saying? You had 2 bitches sucker punch you. Well, 2 bitches sucker punch you right in your fucking face. And I helped you. And because you're embarrassed, you feel disrespected, you feel violated, don't take it out on me and try to fucking blame shift me. I didn't hold a gun to your head saying, oh, you should go out with me, bitch. Nigga, you didn't go with me to San Diego. And I still fucking went and had a good time without your ass. So, the fuck you mean? When you don't want to go, you say you don't want to go. If you would have told me that day you didn't want to go, it would have been fine with me because I said it's whatever. Because either way, I would have ended up parking in front. We already was talking about it. I talked about it days and days and days, weeks and weeks and weeks before it. I've been talking about it. She could have just been like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to go, whatever like that. Whatever. I'd have been like, fine. I would have went up there myself. But her boyfriend wanted to go, so she was inclined to go. So I said, let's just go. And I said, it's whatever for me. That's what I said in text. It's whatever. We could just park a lot pimp in front of there. It's the last hour anyway. I already done lost my money's worth. And it's only $21 I pay. I don't give a fuck. $21.50. Big fucking deal. We could just park a parking lot pimp or whatever. And then figure out where else we could go. Oh, I was going to tell you we should go to America. Well, bitch, you should have told me you don't have any other I felt like in the conversation, she just wanted to find some way to make it seem like I'm responsible for all of this, when it's because of them not taking accountability for their actions and what they've done to escalate things. She started off initially trying to diffuse the situation, and then she ended up getting caught up in a fight with someone because her and the girl was both arguing and in each other's face. So I already knew that fight was going to pop off. There's no preventing that one. But the second fight where she got a sucker punch could have been prevented. Had she not fed into that little boy, had she just had a better body language, be more level-headed about it, it would have been a better outcome. You'd have just had words with them. They would have got in their car. Fuck you. Oh, well, bye, bitch. And then it would have been fine. We would have been good, and we would have got in the car and did what we did. Or we could have jumped Meatball or whatever the fuck or whatever, Well, I ain't saying jumping, but you know what I mean. She would have got Meatball. I would have got Meatball, whatever. Whatever the case may be. I honestly think that she didn't want to fight Meatball. She wanted to stress the fact that Meatball was quiet, which she was, but neither y'all wanted to fight. Neither old bitch didn't want to fight either. She's the one that hit you in the face. You should have been trying to whoop her ass. Okay, when I was yelling, you were telling me to be quiet. She's right there. So what that mean? What that mean? I'm not trying to be, what I'm saying? What that mean? But anyway, so the last night she decides to call me again. She's more traumatized about this situation than I am. Me, I'm chilling. I did my thing. The bitch called back, FaceTiming in the morning with my aunt, crying and apologetic. Oh, I had no idea, which was a lie. I inboxed the bitch and I told her, you're lying to my auntie. You knew exactly who the fuck she was, and I let her know. I didn't make no physical threats, but I let her know. I said, what you do will be returned back to you, bitch. And I said, you tried to look up on me. I'm the girl with the teal wig, bitch. And you and your friend tried to look up on me and change your mind. I'm giving you permission to do it again if you would like to. Okay. And I just basically let the girl know that I'm a very protected person and I'm not the bitch to really fuck with. Okay. That, you know what I'm saying? My ancestors, my spirits, the people, you know what I'm saying? They don't fucking play about me. I sent her a nice little dissertation. Okay. And I saw the check mark, so she read it. Yeah, she did. That's why the bitch called back apologetic. But narcissists, they're going to make it seem like like you don't have no credit in it. They're going to make it seem like it had nothing to do with you. It had a lot to do with me. It had a lot to do with me, baby. And what could have happened to you didn't happen to you. You know why? Because it had a lot to do with me. What ended up happening, getting into a karmic situation, being pulled into a situation like this, and then today, being blamed for it, being gaslit, being blamed for it. I got blamed for it. Her mother actually blamed me for it. She went to go crying. She just talked shit about her mother to me. Now she go crying to mommy because me and her had this conversation last night. And she wanted to throw in details that didn't exist that night. And she wanted to be argumentative with me. How the fuck you calling me and you telling me I don't want to go back and forth? Then bitch, why'd you call me? Because you're not calling to check on me. You calling to heat check me because you low key resent me because you was caught out there looking stupid, getting snuck and getting violated. And I handled my shit. I got snuck or whatever, but you faced the brunt of it. And now you want to find somebody to blame. You want to call me to fucking trauma bond about it. Okay, I'll give you one trauma bond free card because we both went through something traumatic and we both had some similar feelings about the situation. But when the conversation we had just this last night, she was telling me that her own mother didn't want to believe her and that her brother said this, that, and the third to her in the morning, which was wrong, and all this other stuff. That her brother was talking to the girl on the phone that violated her, that sucker punched her, and all this stuff, all this unsavory shit that happened. And somehow, she tried to throw in details in there, and I'm telling her this is what I saw, and she's like in complete denial. She kept saying over and over, I wasn't drunk. I said, listen, I tried to save this girl. You understand me? She could have got packed out several different occasions. After that girl had sucker punched her, she kept trying to come for her and the boys kept pushing her or whatever. And I'm trying to stop her. Okay? I'm trying to stop her against a group of people because I'm figuring they going to just get mad and eventually just jump us right there. I'm like, stop, T. She got her head. She got her do some still trying to get at them. But you say that you not drunk? Bitch, you a motherfucking lie. Yeah, the fuck you was drunk, bitch. You didn't even remember that. When I told her that she was doing that she was like, I'm trying to stop her from this mob of people, these mob of young boys who are protecting their punk ass fucking mama slumps or whatever, who the fuck she was to them. They was all protecting the Pope or whatever. It's like, damn, bitch, calm. Okay, just let it go because we outnumbered. I'm like, stop. They all saw me trying to stop her. Stop. They all saw me trying to do that, you guys. All of them saw me trying to do that. All of them. And she was like, and I'm just like, if it wasn't for me, they would beat your ass, girl. They would beat your ass. And now, okay, so our last conversation last night, I didn't like how she was talking. I was just like, you know what? Every time I bring up a certain aspect of what happened last night, she's in fucking total denial. And then she kept saying, I wasn't drunk. Well, anyway, I ain't trying to go back and forth. Then, bitch, why the fuck you call me then? Why did you call me? What you calling me for? Heat checking me? Trying to trauma bomb, bitch? What the fuck you call me for? Huh? Tell me you ain't trying to go back and forth. That's what you wanted. That's what vampire energy fucking vampires do. Because you're not bothered. I felt like in a way she was actually jealous or bothered by the fact that I was unbothered. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what her brother was saying, Cassie saved you. That bruised her ego. When her brother said, oh, you got beat up or whatever the fuck or whatever. It was an unfair fight anyway. So whatever. I think it got to her because she called me the next day. Like I said, 2 conversations we had. She called me the next day and was like, I don't know. I feel like a punk. I feel violated. I was like, yeah, we did kind of get violated, but you know what? It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair and balanced anyway. So they're the ones that are cowards because they couldn't give us a fair one. So it is what it is. So I'm not bothered by it because I've already done my mental alchemy shit and I know how to handle my shit. I know how energy and karma works. So I got them. I'm not going to be in the same frequency and be upset and trauma bond for days and days and days and talk about it for days and days and days like you do. I process my emotions about it and I'm over it. I'm happy that I had my life. I'm happy. I'm grateful that I came home to my daughter. That's my baby right there. I'm grateful that I came home to my daughter. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't respect the fact that we didn't have no men there to protect us, especially the man that actually jump started the shit, you know? And I gotta talk about that too. I know I've been on here long, but okay. So yeah, so she it's almost like she was just like upset that I wasn't as affected by it as her. See, people be jealous of your own strength. People be jealous of your intuition. People be jealous of your fucking spiritual strength and how strong you are and how level-headed you are. That they'll try to drain your energy out and make it seem like they're on the same level, but they low-key draining your fucking energy out and trying to make you into one of them. You know? So I think she was calling me to heat check me. She was calling me to trauma bond. And because I refused to trauma bond with her any further than what I did that night, like I said, I gave her a free trauma bond card because it was warranted just for that night or whatever. She didn't like how the conversation was going. I didn't like how the fucking conversation was going because she was talking over me. I wasn't drunk. Bitch, why are you calling me? You the one calling me because you're trying to convince yourself that these events, that certain aspects of the story happened and it didn't. It didn't fucking happen. And I'm telling her I drank the least out of y'all. Why does that bother you so much? If you got drunk and you acted out a little bit, it's all good. I'm not condemning you for it. I'm not judging you for it. Why is that such a huge attack on your entire being? Why is that an attack on your humanity? All I'm saying is that I wish you would have listened to me more. The second fight wouldn't have had to happen. All this other stuff. If it didn't have to do this or whatever, that's all I was saying to her. But she took so much offense to it because she believed in her mind that it happened a certain way and it didn't. You know what I'm saying? So when she started to do that, my adrenaline went up. I almost caught myself. I didn't want to have to cuss her out. Like I said, this girl already done went through enough. I done went through enough. So I said, I'm not trying to go back and forth. This is the second time she said it. And I'm telling her, I said, y'all didn't listen to me. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You saying you're not drunk, whatever. You can claim that all you want to. But like I said, I drank the least out of you, all of you guys. I tried to calm y'all down. Y'all didn't listen. That's just my point. That's the point that I'm making. I said, but it's all good because, like I said, I let the situation go. This ain't my cross to carry. I let the situation go because I know that I was a peacemaker and I was the security guard. I was the archangel nigga bitch. I did the best that I could given the fact that I'm around two people who are fucking belligerent. One is definitely super sauced, and then the other one was emotional and had a few drinks. Even told me on the phone, I'm a little fucked up. What you want to do, girl? You want to walk in? I said, I don't want to walk in, girl. I just want to see if Dylan is here, and I'll come and pick him up and take him home, girl. That's it. We ended up walking in anyway. She ended up, you know what I'm saying? We ended up walking in anyway. Whatever ended up happening. So it's not like I forced her to go in there. Bitch, you going in with 48th and who with me? You had several times to say no or whatever. We wasn't going to even walk in the bitch. You wanted to walk in there. Because I didn't want you to spend any more money because I don't even like rolling without no money. And I told her that. I don't like rolling without no money. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. This is why. But I ended up paying her back. My shit ended up coming on my card the next day. I paid her back. Because you ain't finna tell me. You ain't finna say, oh, I did this for her. I did that for her. Yeah, I paid you. Yeah. And I got the screenshots to prove that shit too. Like, how the fuck you gonna gaslight another Virgo? I don't know. Other Virgos, the unevolved ones, they've been real dirty towards your girl, and I always look after Virgos. That's crazy. It be your own sign. It be your own sign, man. Your own zodiac sign. Goddamn. I just hung up on her. I said bye, and I hung up on her. And then she wanted to text me, and I was just like, leave me alone. I said, I wish you no harm, but good night and goodbye. Because I'm not finna to sit here. If you're not going to admit to certain things, I'm not finna sit here and have this verbal spar with you. I'm not finna sit here and have somebody gaslight me about some shit that I done seen with my own fucking naked eye. And I don't have no reason to lie because I don't care about ego. If I fought and I got my ass beat, I'd admit it. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, oh, well, shit. I ain't no punk. At least I didn't walk away. At least I handled my shit. Win, lose, or draw. Oh, well. I ain't no punk. I didn't walk away. You know, I wouldn't even be tripping. I would not even be tripping. I probably wasn't supposed to hit that girl. Maybe I should have waited until I was really sure that they was going to jump her, but I felt in my heart that I needed to do it, and I did it. But now I'm fucking regretting it now because after having that conversation on the phone with her last night, she just wanted to drink. She just wanted to make sure that I was just as angry as she was. And you know what? I didn't get angry with her. If I said, you know what? All right, bye. And I hung up on her. She was mad because I'm not as upset or traumatized or sad or crying like a little pussy about it like she is. You want to be the aggressor. You want to have a pissing contest. You want to be hard. This is what happens. Okay. You want to be hard? Okay, cool. This is what happens. You get in a fight. You get banged up. This is what happens. Big fucking deal. Yes, we could have died. I get it. Traumatic. But you jealous because I'm not feeling some kind of way like you are? I'm not crying about it. I'm not whining about it like you are? Like, come on, man. So she basically wanted to call just to heat check me, to trauma bomb me, and try to throw her karma on me, trying to make me be responsible for her karma. I want people to understand that's what motherfuckers will do. Karmics will do that. They will suck you into their drama, and when you're only trying to fucking help their ass, they will resent you for trying to fucking help them. They will resent you, gaslight you, downplay you. Every time you're right, they will discredit you. They, inside their heart, they know that you're more sensible than them. And they try to turn you into one of them. So I know she ran her mouth to her mother because all of a sudden her mother want to talk to me. And so me and her mother, we end up having words or whatever. And she didn't want to hear me out either because she's also, she also can be very delusional. And she likes to overtalk people. She likes to be loud. She doesn't listen. She just talks at people. She doesn't know how to talk to people. She wasn't even there, but she had such a huge opinion because she liked to listen to other people. So she had such a huge opinion and all this stuff. And she wanted to gaslight me. And yes, I did get upset. And I got mad. I started cursing because I'm like, yo, y'all want to blame the nearest, darkest bitch, huh? Because I'm being aggressive. I'm the dark-skinned bitch. I'm being aggressive, and she's the innocent one. She's the innocent one that was out there by herself, fighting by herself. Because I'm pretty sure that's what she told her mother before they called me and I debunked the story. You made it seem like you was out there by yourself, fighting or whatever, that you did all this, you did all that, and I showed that it didn't happen. And even your own brother said that I saved you. He said you saved her. But nobody wants to admit that. Whether he saw it or not. In a way, I kind of did. I did save her from getting fucking packed the fuck out. Yeah, I did. So, anyways, guys. So, now this is just a cautionary tale. Don't get involved in anybody's karmic drama. Sometimes you get sucked up in it. You know, as a healer, as a worker, you catch yourself trying to help people, trying to help elevate people, whatever. People will resent you for it. They'll hate you for your light. Her mom pretty much tried to blame me, you know, all because I told the girl on the phone that, you know, it wasn't my fight. I'm talking about the fight between her and Meatball. I didn't say it in a way like, oh, you know, that's y'all, that ain't me, or that type of shit. It wasn't that. I'm saying it's your fight because you had a fight with Meatball. Meatball hit you first. That's what I meant by your fight. It wasn't my fight. It was your fight. You got in the girl's face. Y'all got in each other's faces. Y'all started arguing. Y'all started fighting. That didn't have nothing to do with me until I felt that they was trying to jump you. Okay? So you want to tell your mother lies. So everybody's fucking delusional. Everybody wants to make up Lifetime Movie Network version stories of what happened. Bootleg versions, bootleg stories. Everybody coming up with their own fucking scenarios, creating a whole nother story that wasn't even in the motherfucking story, just to make themselves look like they did something. And they ain't really do much, but embarrass themselves. You know what I'm saying? And now the blame is on me. See, this is why I don't want to park my car here. You see that? He was so fucking close to my shit. But now it turns out that the peacemaker is now the villain. You see that? Don't get involved with other people's fucking karma, y'all. This is a cautionary motherfucking tale. Don't get involved in nobody's fucking karma. Let them get their fucking ass beat. You see a karmic, somebody, even if they own motherfucking family member and they had it coming, just let it happen. Let it happen. Be a fucking bystander. Because me being Archangel nigga bitch, it didn't quite work out for me because they ended up twisting up the story. They ended up twisting up the story and now blaming me. So instead of her blaming her fucking kids for taking accountability for their fucking actions, she want to blame me, the fucking peacemaker, the level-headed one, the fucking older one, the dark-skinned one. So we gonna blame the darkie. Let's just blame the darkie. Blame the nearest darkie that you can find. I'm being aggressive. I'm being aggressive. That's what you wanted. I'm being aggressive. You got big ass fucking opinions and your motherfucking ass wasn't even there. You wasn't even fucking there. You going by the accounts of people who were drunk and didn't even know what the fuck is going on. You listening to motherfuckers that's drunk, that operate off of fucking ego, that operate from a low fucking vibration and was defensive as fuck. That's who you listening to, but you don't want to listen to my fucking story? But you only wanted to listen to my fucking story because you wanted to debunk your own daughter. You didn't want to fucking believe your own child. And now y'all want to turn around and make it seem like it's my motherfucking fault. So now I got beef now, bitch. Because I tried to fucking help your ass, girl. I tried to help you from getting fucking packed the fuck out. Because they was doing some unsavory things, girl. And I tried to fucking help you. So now it's my fault. Why don't you take accountability for your kids? Why don't your kids take accountability for themselves? Learn how to talk to people. Learn about body language, facial expressions. Don't be walking up on people that's drunk and ignorant, ready to fucking fight, ready to fucking jump your ass. They don't want to reason with you. They're not reasonable people. Duh, bitch. They're not reasonable people. There's no talking to a drunk person. You ever try to reason with a drunk person? You can't. If you can't reason with them, they're not hearing you, not hearing them. Walk away. Walk away. If you can't. Let me handle it. Because I was MD was right. I am the only motherfucker that got sense. Yeah. That's why he talked to me, honey. That's why he didn't want to talk to you. He didn't want to talk to you because you were yelling, you were upset, you were this, that, and you had every right to be. But you need to calm down because, bitch, we're outnumbered. I'm trying to tell you, girl, we were outnumbered. And y'all talking like we got a fucking army or something. We don't got no motherfucking army. Motherfuckers don't know how to keep their mouth shut. Everybody want to fucking be hard. And then, okay, now we going to blame the dark-skinned woman. We going to blame me. And I'm up here with my motherfucking cape. You know what I'm saying? Dark-skinned black women, don't be caped for motherfuckers that don't look like you. Because they're going to turn around and blame you. They love it when you're aggressive. They call dark-skinned black women aggressive, and we like fight. We like to do this, that. No, they don't have a problem with it when it suits their agenda, though. When it suits their agenda, and we're fighting for them, and we're using our aggressive dark-skinned bitch powers, it's all good. But when the smoke settles and shit's being debunked and shit, now all of a sudden the peacemaker is the villain. The peacemaker is the villain. I tried to tell my auntie, I said, do you know what would have happened to your daughter? Oh, nothing would have happened to her. Oh, nothing would have happened. I'm like, you weren't even fucking there. The fuck are you talking about, lady? You was not even there. I'm telling you, if I did not do what I did, she would have got jumped twice. So I'm not supposed to do anything. They took my word out of context when I said it wasn't my fight. When I mean it wasn't my fight, meaning it wasn't my fight with Meatball. It's not saying that I shouldn't have got involved at all with you guys because it wasn't my fight. But honestly, to God, bitch, technically it wasn't my fight. But because it was, you guys are my family, I jumped in. I got hit. I didn't have nothing to do with y'all shit. I didn't escalate nobody. I didn't walk up on anybody aggressively. I didn't cuss nobody out. I didn't call nobody a bitch. I didn't do any of that shit. I wasn't the aggressor. MD saw that I wasn't the aggressor. The other people that were taunting and being instigators, they saw that I wasn't the aggressor. The only time I popped off and tried to run around the car to go get Shorty is because they was doing unsavory shit. I was the equalizer. If anything, bitch, I was the fucking, let me count it back. I'm the peacemaker, archangel nigga bitch. I was the fucking guardian angel. I was the fucking security guard. And I was the equalizer. That's what I was. And I was the talk show host, too. I was a counselor. I was a Jan Van Zandt. I was all that, beloved. I was all that. All that. And guess who gets blamed? The sensible bitch. The one that got sense. The one that doesn't operate off of ego. Yeah, don't get involved in anybody's shit. I know y'all enjoyed this story because I know I'm funny as fuck. I know y'all enjoyed this story. And like I said, I'm not upset anymore, but I'm just going through the story, and I'm talking myself down, and I'm so upset because not so upset, but I'm disappointed in my auntie right now because she tried to flip it on me and try to get me angry, like being an energy vampire. And then once I got angry, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? You're being aggressive. Okay, so I'm being aggressive now. I'm being aggressive. I think that women in my family, they're fucking jealous of me. Hey. They're jealous of me because I'm level-headed. I get respect from other men. I get respect from other people. And they hate that I get respect from other people. I don't have to be loud. I don't have to talk down to people. I don't have to talk about people. I don't have to set up people, wicked plots against people. I don't have to do any of that punk ass shit. I don't have to do any of that. I be who I am because I'm a fucking light. I have a light inside of me, and everybody been trying to dim it since I was a little girl. This girl had bad social credit with me. I still fucking forgave this bitch. Even after the whole day party shit, I shouldn't even fuck with her again. She felt so bad she was reaching out to me on social media and on my fucking phone because she knew she felt guilty. She couldn't even tell me what the fuck them bitches was saying or what they was talking about when the window was rolled up. All of a sudden she couldn't remember. Oh, I can't remember that. But you remember everything else though. But you can't remember that. Maybe what happened to you, bitch, maybe what happened to you is karmic. And maybe I got popped because maybe the ancestors was like, bitch, don't get in it. Let her get it. Let her get it. Let her get it. Maybe I shouldn't have did anything, but I'm thinking with my heart because I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like it was a life-death situation. If I wasn't there, it would have been fatal. I saved your fucking kid's life, lady. I saved your kid's life. Because if you leave them to their own devices, both of them would have been fucked up. Both of them. Both of them. So if anything, motherfucker, you should be thanking me. Archangel nigga bitch. You should be thanking me. The nerve. Woo, child. Woo. Woo, Chile. The nerve, the shade, the nerve of it all. The irony of it all. I am just like, these motherfuckers is mental. I see why my cousin moved out of state. I see why she moved. And she said the very same thing. I tried to be a balance for my family. I tried to be the peacemaker, and nobody wanted to hear me out. Everybody just going off each other. Everybody Now I'm going through it. Now I'm going through it. She was a lot more delicate person. Me, I'm a little rough around the edges. So I knew that I can be in certain situations and it won't be as traumatizing to me as it is for my cousin. My cousin is a very delicate personality. You know what I'm saying? She's an Aquarius, very delicate. So I know that the stuff that I went through tonight would have been terrible for her. So I'm glad that I went through it so she didn't have to go through it. Because I'm a strong bitch. I got a Pluto and fucking Scorpio. You feel me? Pluto's in 11th house. I am the fucking queen of the underworld. I've been through shit. I've been through the dark. I don't have no problem helping people. You know what I'm saying? People's dark side don't scare me. I have no problem helping people, but I have to be careful now, because in the midst of me protecting people, now they're turning around and blaming me because they don't want to hold accountability, for their actions. So I just wanted to say, this as a cautionary tale, the moral of the story is, be careful about being sucked up into other people's situation. Let them go through their shit by themselves. That's just pretty much, all I have to say about that. Like, you can get sucked into shit, into situations that have nothing to do with you, and you're trying to help. Don't help karmics. You see somebody getting a karma, don't fucking help them. I swear to God, y'all.